Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 3.2 Notes. Today we're talking about writing equations of lines giving a slope and a point. Our learning target today is to be able to write a point, slope, and slope-intercept equation of a line given a slope and a point. Now, first we're going to start with a review. If you want to try this all on your own, go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Otherwise, let's go through these. Now, the first part says to find the slope given the 2 points, okay? And remember, when you do slope, you always put the subtraction sign down right away. And we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So before I even get started with these, I always, boom, write that down. I'm even going to do it for b because I know I have to do it for b too, okay? So I take -1 minus 3. Okay, and on the back, I have 5 minus -2. Okay, so on the top, I have -1 minus 3. If you need to do click to know that you need to, that is a -4, go ahead. And on the bottom, 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. Can I simplify that? Nope. That's our answer. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. We have 7 and -2. And then on the bottom, we have 5 and 5, which equals, on the top, 7 plus 2 is 9. And on the bottom, 5 minus 5 is 0. Now, this is not your answer, okay? My answer is undefined. Okay? Don't just write 9 over 0 or try to divide it out and you get 0. It doesn't work, okay? You get undefined. Number 2. This is what we were talking about yesterday, okay? Write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, okay? So y equals something x. Our slope is 2/3, and then our b is -4. So we get y equals 2/3 x minus 4. Okay? Okay, with my next one, look to see slope. Slope is saying it's -5 over 7. And then whatever the b is, it's a positive 2/3. Your y-intercept, that can be a fraction too. Okay? All right, now the last one. It says write the equation of the line shown in the graph using slope-intercept form. So first thing I'm going to notice right away is that this is falling. Okay? So I know for a fact my slope's going to be negative. Okay, this is where I start and this is where I end. I go down 2 to the right 1. So -2 over 1, but that's the same thing as -2. Okay, y-intercept where we start is 0, 2. Okay, so we get y equals -2x plus 2. Okay, so far we have talked about the y equals mx plus b, okay? Your slope and your y-intercept, okay? I'm actually going to change that to a different color. Now, the new formula that we're talking today is called your point slope form. okay? And this is point slope form. So y minus y1 equals your slope times x minus x1, okay? So what we're going to be doing is going to be a little bit different and be like, whoa, Mr. Grice, that equation looks crazy. It's really not that bad, okay? Here's an example. What I want to do is ultimately, we wanted an y equals mx plus b, okay? So we know that that's what goes there. So I know my slope goes here, and my y-intercept comes right here. Right away, we know what our slope is from this equation, or this example. They tell us it's -2, okay? But this right here, this is not the y-intercept. So you can't write 5, or you can't write -3, or you can't even combine them and say, hey, you know, maybe it's 2. You can't do it, okay? What you would do is you would plug into the y minus y1 equals your slope x minus x1. And what a lot of the times, the way Ms. Carranza and I write it, it's y minus, we'll have a blank, equals the slope x minus, right there, okay? And just know which one is your x1 and which one is your y1, okay? Or if you want to color code things, well, oh, that's not, there's our x. And we just take all that information and we plug it in, okay? So right here, this would be a 5. My m is -2. And my y is -3, okay? Now, one of the things we don't like now is we don't like having those two negatives, okay? So we would really say that this is y minus 5 equals -2x plus 3. We don't want to have double signs anymore, okay? So when you've got the double signs, go ahead and rewrite that. And you guys know how to solve this. We've done it before. We've done problems like this. Be like, Mr. Grice, I don't remember that. You know how to distribute, okay? And you get -2x minus 6. And how would you solve for y? Well, you would just add 5 to both sides, okay? And so putting this into slope-intercept form, you get -2x minus 1, okay? So those are the types of problems that we're going to be doing now, okay? So how to use it? Well, what was the first thing that we did? Okay, the first thing we did was we plug into, sorry, whoops, I don't know what's going on here. Plug in the point. So we're going to plug in the x1 and the y1 and the slope, which is m. So the first thing we did was plug in. After we plugged in, what was the thing that we did over here? Okay, we distributed, okay? So you distribute dm. All right, and the last thing that we do is we solve for y, okay? Because we want to know what's the slope-intercept form. We want it in y equals mx plus b, okay? All right, if you need, we'll keep those up right there. So it says write the point slope. We got to read the directions. They want point slope and slope-intercept form of the equation. So it's telling us that we have a line that goes through 3, 2. Right away, I'm going to say that this is x1 and that's y1. And that's our slope. If you need to write it, y minus something equals. I like to do that right away so I always know where all of my information goes, okay? I've got 3 blanks to fill in. My yellow, that's where I put my y, okay? So that's a 2. The gray one, that's where the slope goes, okay? And that's -5. And then the last one, our blue, that's our x. Okay? Now, are there any clicks or anything that we need to do? Nope. Well, good. That is our point slope. Y minus 2 equals -5, x minus 3. Okay? So now I've done the first step. The next thing to do is to distribute. So I'm going to take this -5 and distribute it to both of those. We get y minus 2 equals -5x. -5 times -3 is a positive 15. Okay? And to get the y by itself, we have to add 2 to both sides. And we get y equals -5x plus 17. Okay, that's it. All right, let's flip it over. Read the directions. Point slope and slope-intercept form of each one. Okay, it says circle or box each equation. Okay, so I'm going to go through and mark down a line that passes through. Well, there's my x1, there's my y1, there's my slope. Okay, we have y minus something equals, and let's fill in our blanks. Okay, my first blank is my y, which is 5. My slope is 2, and my x is 1. Okay? Oops, I want blue. That's our first equation. Okay? Now, the next thing we would need to do is to distribute. So I get 2x minus 2. Add the 5 to both sides. And then we get y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, and that's my second one, so I'm gonna put a box around that too. Okay. Let's look at 3. Okay, there's my x1, there's my y1, and there's my slope. So we get y minus something equals x minus something. Now, we have a -4 and a -4, and our slope is a -1/2. Okay, that's not slope or point slope form because we don't want those double negative signs, okay? Do your clicks. Make it look nice. We will mark off for that. Okay, whoops, I forgot to put the parentheses right there. Okay, so we got y plus 4 equals -1/2 x plus 4. Now, the next step would be to distribute. So you get -1/2 x, and then -1/2 times +4 is -2. To solve, we have to subtract 4 to both sides. and we get y equals negative 1/2 x minus 6. Okay, if you wrote y equals negative 1/2 x plus negative 6, we want you to start writing it like that, okay? All right. Number 4. Say what your x1 is, what your y1 is, and what's your slope. Y minus your y equals slope times x minus your x. When you plug everything in, we get negative 1, 5, and our slope is negative 4. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it with the click, click. So we get y plus 1 equals negative 4, x minus 5. That's our first part. Okay, let's go ahead and distribute. You got to be careful when you distribute. Got negative 4x, and negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Okay, subtract 1 to both sides, and we get y equals negative 4x plus 19. Okay. Why don't you guys try number 5? See if you can get the point slope form all by yourself, and then we'll go through and solve it together. Good luck. Okay, that's my point slope form. Now, the next thing we have to do is distribute, so we get y minus 6 equals 4/3 x. Ooh, what's 4/3 times 3? If you don't know, take out your calculator, guys. Okay, 4 divided by 3 times 3 gives us 4. Okay, and the last thing to do would be to add 6 to both sides. And we get y equals 4/3 x plus 10. All right, let's keep going. Why don't you try 6 and 7 on your own? Remember, before you start, you should automatically write these in, kind of like when we do the slope formula. And just fill in the blanks, okay? Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, and there's the work for both 6 and 7. Guys, you got to be very careful. Remember, when you've got the two minus signs, or minus and negative, change that to a positive right away. We don't want to see those double signs anymore. Okay? So you should get y equals 3x minus 23, and then y equals 8x plus 22. Okay? Number 8 and 9, once again, guys, you are all on your own. Pause the video, and good luck. Okay, and there are the answers for 8 and 9. Now, if you have any questions, you got something different, you want to double check, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 3.2 Notes. Thanks for watching.